Yo, what's up? Lethal Collective Mondays Q&A time, baby.
Yeah, let's
yeah.
go.
Let's go. What's going on, guys?
What's up? What's up?
Yo, what's up?
Hey, man, it's just one of those type of days.
I love it. I love it. Let the people know.
Yeah, right. Starting it off that way. Okay, let's see who we have in the chat. And what, Jake?
I was lonely.
You were.
Wow.
I was spitting lyrics.
I was in there for a while, so
He's reaching out to the people.
He
Wow. All right.
I needed some friends. I was lonely.
Wow. Well, you do have horror movies.
I do have that.
Exactly.
You know, I always have those to comfort me.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Exactly. All right. What's up to Jen and what's up, Carrie? Carrie's like, anybody here? What the hell is going on today with this?
Hello.
Oh, what's up, Carrie? Me, myself, in a movie, and Jaden. How's everyone doing? All right. Marie's in the chat. All right. And Nathan, another Lethal Collective stream. Let's go. I like that. I like that. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Jason's in the chat. Whoa. Hey, what's going on, Jason? And AJ and Jamie. All right. Cool. Good to see you guys. Well, as usual, if you guys have a question, throw it at us. We're going to try to answer as many as we can. Gentlemen, where are we going to... Oh, and Sam Carpenter herself is in the chat. What's going on?
Nice.
All right.
A celebrity. Wow.
That's
Wow.
right. We get those every once in a while. All right.
True. Maybe Tara will show up too.
Hey, one can only hope.
I
One can
know.
only hope. All right. Carrie is like, hang in there, Jake. I'm sure someone will show up.
Me and Carrie will be. We'll be friends.
Yeah, they should make it if we're backstage. We should be able to like interact with each other. That's what streamer needs to do.
I know that would be cool. She's singing Lionel Richie, man. It's making me laugh. Oh
Yeah.
man. All right. Sam saying they've been hinting on Mindy dying a lot. Reminds me of what they did to Dewey. I think they're preparing us to say goodbye to Mindy. All right, guys, let's start there because you know that's a very sensitive subject for me. What do you guys think? Are they giving us the preparation for the death of Mindy?
So, like, besides the teaser, though, that's all I got. Like, we had Jasmine Savoy Brown make that post like a long time ago where she was like, "Oh, both the twins die" or something. Like, she made a joke about it or whatever. But I mean,
two of them.
I don't know. I don't know if I count that though. Like, the only bit of marketing though we've actually gotten that hinted at that is the teaser trailer, and yeah, like that's significant for sure. But
Well, we got the Scream Twitter. Scream Twitter made that post about Mindy, and they didn't make it about anyone else.
like, what? Okay, what? Let me see that again.
Yeah, what was the
revise
post again?
The Twitter page then.
It was something along the lines of like it was the image of Mindy, from the little teaser clip, and it says something. It says, I don't know, something along the lines.
You're gonna die, Mindy, in this movie.
There's some comment like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Mindy from. Okay,
Yeah,
I see what you're talking. I see what
right.
you're talking about. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean, hey, man, I'm not ruling it out by any means because I could see them wanting to kill her off. You know, you got Kirby back. You got your Randy character there. I just see a new way to spin that now. Now you got to deal with the fact that you have two Randys in your movie. That's so
right.
funny. Like I see humor coming from that. So I kind of hope they don't kill her off, at least not too early. You know.
Yeah, but think of the type of kill you could have with that though, right? Like you could have a kill where like it's like the battle of the minds, right? Like you got the two characters that are so similar, and Ghostface is like playing a game or whatever with them, and it's like whoever answers correctly lives, the other one dies, and it's like this like old school new school battle. Like that could be really cool. And then imagine if Ghostface just came in and just killed like Mindy right in front of Kirby, and just like looked and like said like your time will come and just leaves, right? Like imagine that like shock.
It could be a lead up to a kill too. I think that would be actually really cool. Like if it's almost like they have Kirby and Mindy have their banter, their back and forth, and then like maybe Mindy gets a question wrong or something about a horror movie, and then Ghostface on the phone is like, "Well, who's the actor who played Jason in the seven?" You know, it's like I don't know, just some random horror question, and she's like,
Right.
"Oh, I can't remember" or something, you know, and then that's why she dies. I don't know. Like that's funny to me. If you want to build
Now-
that up, sure.
Now, here's my thing though, because like that is so cool, and I'm actually seeing it in my head. And I'm not usually a pessimistic person, you know that. But do you think it could be that cool? I mean, and not saying that Mindy's death, you know, I like Mindy as a character, but I'm just saying to have it set up like that, that would actually be a very, very good way to do it. Do you think it's possible?
One can dream, Knight. One can dream.
All we have is hopes and dreams.
Right.
Steven, what do you think about that as a setup for Mindy's death?
Yeah, man. I mean, I pretty much at this point, I think she's gonna go. I really do. I thought for sure it was gonna be Chad for most of the year. Honestly, I thought
Right?
Chad was the guy. He's gonna be gone. They'll keep Mindy, but the more I think about it, and the more we've talked about it over these last couple of months, and when that teaser came out, I thought to myself, man, if they're following suit, if it's the same marketing people, kind of having, if we're just looking at the history, what we know they've done, and Jake's right, like they haven't done a ton, but here's the thing, they haven't done a ton of marketing at all. So if you think about the limited sample size we have is a Christmas poster, an initial poster, a teaser trailer, and Twitter posts. That's all we've gotten. Well, out of that, we've gotten a trailer that features her kind of front and center.
Yeah.
And we've got that tweet. So again, it is very little, but I'm just based on what we do have. I really think the shift in my mind has changed from Chad to Mindy. And what we talked about the other day, I kind of hung on to that, where Chad is like, could be the heart. He could be the Dewey type moving forward. And it makes sense to have that dynamic in the structure of the core survivors.
Yeah.
And Mindy is more expendable because you can't keep all four of them, right? We talked about that. Like if they keep the twins and the Carpenter sisters, they've lost their kahunas. Just because you've got to take one of those out, right?
Right.
And we all agree. You have to, if you're going to keep that feeling of, oh, anyone can go. That feeling, right?
Well,
so
a couple things to that though is that like what I mean, you're spot on. One though is like you and me, Craven. We talked about this before. Like if this is a part 1 of 2,
right?
Then I think you could justify them staying alive, right? And then you have the bloodbath in Scream 7. Also, like with the whole marketing, do they really need to do a ton of marketing for this movie? I mean, like they did like the major huge marketing, like everyone pretty much knows. Like how many new people are you going to get to see this movie that didn't see the last one? You know what I mean? There's probably not going to be very many, if at all. So it's probably going to be similar. So I don't think you need to do the marketing to that level. You know, but I mean, with the whole like Mindy thing and just Chad, like another point I brought up this, we were talking about this point on the last collective. You know, if you look at Dewey and you look at Chad, right? Like their trajectories are exactly the same, right? And even from an actor standpoint, like they were both supposed to die, and test audiences loved them, wanted them to stay, so they kept them. David Arquette was beloved by the studio and the producers, so they ended up keeping him around for more films. Same thing with Chad. I mean, Radio Silence said like one of the reasons they kept him alive was because they liked him so much and wanted to see what else he could do. You have the whole like they died but survived and carried on to the next movie. You could kill Mindy, and there's Chad or there's Dewey, right? Loses their sister. They both lose their sister. You still need. Then he goes into like the big brother surrogate Dewey-esque role of like I need to protect Sam and Tara because I was never able to protect my sister. Like the connection is there, right? I think you got to have that one like male character, right? Like wrong female characters have always been great, right? Especially in Scream with Sydney and Gale. And I've said Gale, in my opinion, has had the best character development, the best character growth out of all of them. But you need that counterpart. You need that male, character that
Right.
as it goes forward. So yeah, hopefully they keep that.
I mean, I think that is actually one of the bigger reasons why it could go this way is because if you do have, the Carpenter sisters, you can't really just have them and Mindy and if this is supposed to go on to 7, right? I do think that you need a little bit of balance, and it also would, although it's familiar, because of Dewey, and there's a part of me that says, well, let's not have that same dynamic. At the same time, because of how popular Mindy was in 5, and I think Chad wasn't given as much, to do, I think that could be the part of it that is kind of a little bit of a surprise. And I'm not talking about us, people that follow the movies, and for the folks that follow us in the live chats and stuff like that. I'm talking about the regular audience, the general audience that may not see that coming, because as far as they're concerned, Mindy is very, very intelligent, and as far as knowing the rules and so forth and so forth. So I think in that sense, it could be a way to happen. But Jake's idea about how they could do it, doing it in a really big way, a meaningful way, and something that not only fits Scream, but also fits what Mindy's been set up as. And especially if Kirby is involved, although I do have something I wanted to say about that as well. But if they did it that way or something similar, I think that would be a great way to do it.
Now, do you think they could kill Kirby and keep Mindy? I guess I know some people are like, don't do that. Like, you just brought her back, But me personally, and before, I just want to preface this with this. I don't think killing somebody in a horror movie is I don't think it's a negative thing. I think it's an honor.
Right.
Like, I got invited to do a very small role in my buddy's horror film 2 years ago, and I got my face ripped off. It was awesome. It was a total honor. You know what I mean? So I don't view it as that. I think I see some people in the chat who have said that, who are like, oh, you can't kill off these characters. That would just be so. That would suck. I don't know. I just don't view it that way. I think it's kind of an honor to get killed in these movies. So.
And I also and like Jen was saying, because I know some folks are talking about Radio Silence made a point to add diversity to 5. Killing off the only African American queer character is a lot. I mean, when you break it down like that, that's one way to look at it. But it's a horror movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can't.
At the end of the day,
yeah.
So I want to address that, because if that's the case, then when you're watching these horror movies, then there's never going to be any tension. People have to die, and that's just how it is. And Jake made the best point of all, is that in horror movies, that's kind of like a rite of passage in a way. If you're not an important character enough to be having a death on screen, it's almost like I've heard actors say it themselves, like, oh man, I wanted to have that cool death. So just to have that type of to give that type of perspective to us.
Well, you're also gonna have, real quick, and then we could jump into Denisha, which, thank you for the super chat. But also, you're probably gonna have more diverse characters along the franchise, especially in the way movies are made nowadays, right? And she did survive a film, so you did have you did have that type of character that survived, and I imagine that they'll probably continue that. They really liked and were proud of the diverse cast.
Right.
And I think if you can't keep somebody alive just because they're a gay character, right? Just like you shouldn't keep somebody alive just because they're a straight character, right? Like if it fits the story and it fits the narrative and there's a reason behind, if you're just killing her just to kill her, then why? What was the point? But if it serves a point, if it is to develop Chad more and to progress his story as a character, then yeah, fine. It makes sense. They established Mindy as the sister, and I mean, there is also the possibility, just because of the way that we're in right now, maybe they do kill Chad because we're in the girl movement, right? Especially with Marvel movies and stuff like that, where you have all the female supported characters. They're coming out with more and more movies that are female driven. Scream 5 kind of had a lot of, and we lost. I mean, Scream 5 was kind of that, right? Outside of Chad, who was really supposed to die, everyone else were female survivors.
Hey, Fate, I got to cut you off for 1 second. I'm so sorry. I'm seeing people putting spoilers in the chat. If you do that, you will get immediately blocked.
What?
Do not do that. Do not put spoilers for upcoming movies in the chat. You will get blocked. Sorry. Keep going.
You need to block them now.
No, you're good.
Yeah, we will block you immediately with no
there's
without
warnings.
hesitation. So
Nope.
Yeah, don't do that. But no, I mean that's pretty much the gist of it, right? I could see them killing Chad to kind of keep the female driven, but they kind of did that, right? You had Scream 5 where outside of Chad, they were all female survivors. They were all strong female characters. Scream, more than any franchise, really, you can make the argument, has been so female strong driven with Gail and Sydney.
Right.
And now you have Pam and Tara, right? Like Scream has always broken the norm. Like I can understand that argument with some other horror franchises and stuff like that, but Scream, I don't think it really is like that. I don't think you could look like if they kill Mindy, it's like, oh man, they killed the only gay character that's in Scream. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, even Joel, like, you know, Dwayne Martin went to Wes Craven and was like, dude, my people always die in these movies in some stupid way. Like, can't I just get in the cabin and not come back? And Wes was like, brilliant. Like, let's do that. Like, Scream has always broken the mold. Yeah, that's just the gist of it. I don't agree with like just anything. Like, I don't agree that I agree with Jake, like what Jake said. You know, no character should be safe.
Right.
You know, if you have that safety, you lose a lot of that luster going forward. That's just my
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, these are, you know, they're characters in a horror movie, and although we all identify with different characters for different reasons, like some of us, you know, we identify with our worldview, the others, and that's okay. But still, at the end of the day, we have to realize that, you know, these are actors. I mean, these are characters in a film that's designed to kill people. This whole movie is built to kill people. So, you know, we just have to not take it so seriously sometimes. I think we, you know, and this may be a little controversial, but I'm going to say it anyway, because I think because Fate said it, like, no matter what these characters are or how they identify, no matter what it is or what they're dealing with, they all should be equally able to be killed. And this goes for like Sam Carpenter too. You know, even characters that are fighting mental illness. I know we all jump to the defense of these characters, but if we're going to be consistent in our worldview, then we need to. If it's fair for everyone, then we need to be fair for everyone. Everyone's is fair game, and so, you know, we're all sensitive to things based on our own life experiences, and some are more than others to different things, and that's okay. We're always going to be that way, but we have to also realize that, you know, what we're watching here is not a documentary. This isn't a political platform to share, you know, things, to change laws. This is a horror movie, and go into it expecting everyone to die. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, exactly. I do get though. Like, I do understand that people want a character that represents them, right? Everyone wants that.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, like for a long time, it was always like, you know, white male and female characters. Like, you know, if you're African American, how can you look at that and go, yeah, I see myself in that character? Maybe some characteristics, maybe some traits, things like that. But like, you know, now we have such a diverse world. We want diverse characters, and I don't think, and based on what we've seen from Radio Silence, I don't see them not going that route. I don't see them all of a sudden just going, yep, we're going to do an all male cast, all male, you know, all straight white males. Like, I don't think they're going to go that route. You know, I think there will be diverse. So I do think as we go along, there will continue to be characters that we all like identify with to some shape, form, or another. But that doesn't mean they can't die. You know what I mean? Like,
and we shouldn't get ourselves upset if they do. I mean, you know, we could be like, oh, darn, I really like that. Like, I really like this character and what they represented. But it's okay. It's a horror movie, guys. If we want to see movies there people don't die, then this is the wrong genre. You know.
I do, like, I guess just to play devil's advocate, I do respect the whole like it sucks that it's a trope that like Culpin says that about like gay people, black people will typically die in these movies, which sucks. So I do get that, like that's a trope that I think sucks and shouldn't, like, we shouldn't be falling into that with movies. Because that was, you know, that's the thing of the past. Let's move past that. But at the same time, I just don't think anyone should be safe just for one specific reason or the other, because it does take the suspense out of it. So it's worth noting that. But at the same time,
what's the what's the name of the Kevin Bacon movie that came out?
They
The one-
them. They
Oh,
them.
gosh.
They them.
Like,
Worst
dude,
movie
that-
of the
They them,
year.
yeah.
that movie
Yep.
was atrocious.
Horrible.
The worst,
Right.
like one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And gay, straight, whatever. Everyone basically generally agreed that was a terrible movie because they
Right.
didn't want to fall into the trope of, oh, we can't kill these. They didn't want to be the studio to kill off, the gay characters. But you made an entire movie that was supposed to be a slasher horror movie centered around
In
those-
the woods.
I
in the
know
woods.
it happens. Come
So
on,
why
man.
make that movie? My thing is like I do understand that there's a trope. There's tropes. Black guy
Right.
always dies in every horror movie, right? And the opening, he's always the first one to go. So what? We're never supposed to kill a black character. Like we're
Right.
never supposed to kill.
Right.
Then what happens is either A, they're never going to put those characters in movies because why would I put a character that I can't kill in my horror movie? Or you're going to end
Exactly.
up with a movie like They Them, where everyone generally just goes, "This movie's terrible." So I just don't think you can. I don't think you can. Yes, it is a trope, which sucks. But I think the way you break it is by, setting the new standard and making it fair game for everybody. The white strong white male dies. The whomever. I think that's the only way you're really going to break that mold or that stigma is by having it be a fair across the board type thing. You can't go reverse discrimination to make up for past discriminations. It's just So anyway.
Let's
All
get
right.
to Anisha's super
Yeah,
chat.
Denisha's got a super chat. Thank you so much, Denisha. We appreciate it. Saying the thoughts on Megan, if not discussed yet, and saying that Chad will die. All right. Are we gonna do any light talking about Megan, guys?
I mean, we can. I still haven't seen it.
Sure.
I know.
Okay.
Jake has.
Yeah, I've seen it, and Jake. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll start off. Yes. No, Megan is good.
Good movie.
Good movie.
Yes.
It was very well done, in my opinion. I had fun with it. It had some moments of some comedy, which I thought was fun. It was cool. What do you think, Jake?
I had a blast with it. I think for a killer doll film, it went above and beyond, which was really nice. I really didn't think that it was going to do what it did. And I was surprised by that. I was like, wow, this is surprisingly deep thinking, which is like, I was not expecting that aspect to it at all. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
I really
and
enjoyed it though.
I really enjoyed it too. And I've had, because I talked about it on my channel, and I've most everything was very positive, although I did have a couple comments that weren't really high on it, and I think it was maybe because people it's a killer doll basically, but this is a different way to tell this story, in my opinion. I mean, and it's not that it reinvents the wheel, but I think that there was a lot of character growth in this movie, and I didn't expect it. I didn't expect to have certain emotions, and I think that it was very well done. This is not Chucky. All right, this is not Chucky 2.0.
No, it's not.
Nope.
Don't go into this movie expecting like Terrifier 2 levels of blood and guts. Not that I went into it like that anyways, but I'm just saying for people that are, this is done in a very interesting way. I'll just say that as far as being non-spoiler. So.
And another thing, non-spoiler, Nowalk420 asks if they showed all the best parts in the trailer. Okay, like a tiny bit, but also not. Like I think with Blumhouse's track record, they're pretty bad about that. They're pretty bad about showing a lot in the trailers and all that, and that sucks. This is the first movie where I'm like, oh, not everything was spoiled in the trailer. I kind of appreciated that. Not like some things, yes, I can't argue with that. There are some things that, I mean, they did show in the trailer, but a few things though were big surprises, and I appreciated that. I haven't felt that with a Blumhouse movie positively in a long time. So for that, I give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I was very happy about it. I think I was excited about this when I first heard about it last year. Remember when I heard James Wan was attached to it, and him and Akela Cooper. Let me tell you, I am so impressed with her because now her and James Wan co-wrote *Malignant* together, and now they co-wrote *M3GAN* together. They are turning into quite a powerhouse writing team, and so I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. And I posted a video on it this morning, but Akela Cooper yesterday was interviewed and said that there is an unreleased, unrated version that they're in the works. And so, guys, when we get physical media in maybe like 2 or 3 months, my hope is we're going to get the original unrated version, which she says has a much higher body count, a lot gorier than what we got in the movie. So I'm excited about that as well. But I think it was great, and I was very satisfied with it. It met my expectations. So if you haven't seen M3GAN, definitely go check it out. I think you'll. There's a lot to like there.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
That interview was interesting too. I just wanted to throw something in on that. Like, I don't know, Akela Cooper seemed kind of angry that they cut her movie down to PG-13. I don't know how you guys felt about that, but I thought it was just interesting the way she worded her response.
Well, go ahead, Knight, if you want to say.
No, go ahead, Stephen. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, yeah, and I even mentioned it. It's like the one person who cut it down was James Wan. It was actually James Wan who actually is like, no, let's scale back on this. He's like, there's a couple of characters that we're going to die, and he said, no, I like what you did there, but I want us to keep them around. So, interestingly enough, James Wan had a big hand in doing that, and you could tell when you're watching it how some of the scenes we get some cutaways. That's all I'll say, and you could tell that there was probably a different. There's another version of that where it doesn't do that, and I think that's what we're going to get in the unrated. But Akela Cooper is fiery. I like her. That interview, I was like, look at her go. And then I looked how. What?
So you did see it, Stephen?
I saw it today. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I was able to watch it today. I wanted to get it watched before our collective today, so I was able to squeeze it in late morning. So.
All right.
Yep. And yeah, it was really good. And I love her comment also about how this movie, she's hoping to like change or shift the genre away from everything being so saturated with elevated quote horror that we've been saturated with for the last few years, and get back to fun horror movies that don't take themselves so seriously again. And I think anyway, I'm very impressed, and I really enjoyed the movie, and I can't wait to see it again, and I will be purchasing it when it comes out.
Same.
Oh yeah, me too.
To me, it was one where I'm like, this is a really fun watch, just every now and then.
That's right.
Like Knight said, it's not reinventing the wheel. It's nothing like that, but it's just a really fun, silly horror movie. I had a blast with it personally. 2023 is off to a great start, man.
It is.
And also shout out to Violet McGraw, the young girl in the movie. I've always believed this so much, is that child actors, they can sometimes have so much on their shoulders and can help to make or break a movie when they have a lot of focus in it. I think she knocked it out of the park. She was very, very good, and I mean, this movie is just good, man. Like I said, everyone can have their opinion. I think it's done very, very well though. Like 30 million in the box office, I believe, only second to Avatar. So I mean, that's good. This is the thing too. I don't want to go down a rabbit trail, so you guys got to pull me out of this hole. But to me, I think it's just good when horror does well. It's good for all horror, and we may not like everything. I mean, obviously the four of us have some movies that one of us like, the other don't, whatever. But this is good news for horror, in my opinion. When you are making that much money and you actually were thought to be someone or a movie that could maybe dethrone James Cameron, it's like, that's great news. That's great marketing for horror in general, and hopefully we can continue to get more of this type of stuff. So
I'm sorry, now all I can think about is, what if M3GAN was making more money than Avatar 2? Like, that would just be so funny. Like, that would be so I would lose my mind. That would be so funny.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
Well, all I can say is look at what Smile did. That blew my mind, to over 200 million, guys.
Yes.
Beat out the new Halloween film. Like, that's insane.
Yes.
I don't know. That's big numbers in my opinion.
A lot of that though was the marketing. I mean, they did some very strategic, smart marketing, like the display at the baseball game, where they had all those people, every place where the camera was, they had people like just standing there smiling. Like, talk about marketing.
Yep,
That's
absolutely.
true.
And of course, with M3GAN, they had the cheerleaders. They were all dressed up as M3GAN and stuff. And it's like,
That's
I'm
great.
loving this, man. It's really, again, people have to realize, us here and you guys that join us all the time, we're in the minority. The
Mhm.
general public, they don't get it as far as the love for horror, the understanding that horror can be something that's very creative and very imaginative and stuff like that. But when you have movies like Smile and M3GAN and Scream and Halloween and all these movies that are kind of pushing that envelope, I think at the end of the day, it's good. It's good for horror. It really, really is. All right.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And let's see. Carrie's got links in the chat for streams coming up tonight. Steven, you're going to be on at 10:30.
Yes.
Jake, I know you're going to be on at 7. I'll be on 8. Good Lord, man. We're like a network here.
It's like go to ABC, then turn to NBC after that stream, then go to Fox after that one.
Oh, my God. Too funny. Too funny. But now, do you guys want to go back to Scream as we,
Yeah, we can. We had a super chat from Jennifer about Meg.
All right.
And after that super chat, I do, before we get back to Scream, and I do want to drive us in another direction, but after the super chat, real quick.
Okay. Well, Jennifer, thank you for the super chat. $5 super chat saying M3GAN was a blast to see in theaters, a really enjoyable movie. Absolutely agreed. When we got to the end of the movie, I wanted to see it again. So that's always an indication for me how much I enjoyed it. I was smiling. There were people in the audience that, they were laughing and not laughing at the movie, but laughing with the movie because it is comedy in this movie. And for the M3GAN character herself, voiced by an adult, but the physical movements by a young lady who's a dancer and so forth, they just put together a really good character. Some of the stuff that M3GAN was saying, especially in the second half of the movie, for no spoilers, of course, but it was funny stuff. It was good. I really enjoyed it. Like I'm talking about clip material, Steven. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It was good stuff.
That's right.
Wait, what were we gonna say, Jake?
There is something so dark that comes out of M3GAN's mouth at one point in the movie. Like for people who are saying it's not scary, I don't know, man. Like there is one scene in particular that is so unbelievably creepy to me. I was like, oh my God, did I just hear that in a PG-13 movie? That was fucked up.
Right.
I don't know. I really had a blast with it, like I said, and I don't know, just a great movie. Jennifer, thanks for the $5. We appreciate it.
Yes, really appreciate it. Yes.
Well, all I can say is, okay.
No, go ahead, Steven.
I was gonna say, all I can say is I'm thankful for my next door neighbors that I have. I'll leave it at that. Wow.
Wow.
Dang. Wow.
Oh man. We also had a question earlier from a couple of folks asking when we expect a trailer, another trailer for Scream. I know we talked about that before, but what do you guys think? You think we're gonna get another?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's like Thursday.
Yeah,
right?
Honestly, like I can't believe it hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, like
True.
I mean, because usually, especially with Paramount, Tuesday and Thursdays are usually their trailer release days, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So I mean, maybe they release it tomorrow. That's a possibility, but I think Thursday is probably because then you release that, and then through the weekend you're at exactly 2 months for the release of the movie. Because tomorrow would be 2 months, right?
Yep.
So then you're basically, like I said, so you release a Thursday that gets you through the weekend, and then you got your 2 month ramp up to carry into the actual film. So I could see it. I mean, maybe tomorrow, because tomorrow would be the 2 month date. But I think Thursday. I think Thursday might make sense. What comes out on Thursday? Is there any R-rated movies that come out?
Good question.
Not that I can recall. Yeah.
No. So like there's little releases. Like you got Sick on Peacock this Friday, and then you also have that's I don't know if you guys have heard of this or not, but Skinamarink or whatever it's called. Have you guys heard of that movie that's going to Shudder?
No.
Dude,
No.
I am so excited. Go when you guys have some time. Go watch the trailer for this movie. It just looks so creepy. The plot description is so interesting. I'm very excited to see it. They're having a little limited theatrical release for it on Friday. I highly recommend it. Everything I know about it, it seems like it's going to be wild. So
What's that? Skinnerama? What'd you say?
yeah, that's it. Yeah, no. It's like I don't even know what that means. I think it's just like some. It might be a made up word. I don't know.
No, it's a song. The Skinnamarink Dinky Dink. Skinnamarink Doo.
Oh, okay.
How do you know these things?
Pull that out of your ass,
Las
dude.
Vegas.
Nice.
Because I have a super brain. I have a
Jupiter brain.
I'll put it in the chat so
Jupiter
everyone
brain.
knows.
Jupiter is a
Jupiter
massive
brain.
planet, man. It stores a lot of data.
I do. I'm telling you.
My man's got a big head.
I remember everything. That's the one thing. I may be a lot of things, but one thing I have is a good memory. So yeah, no, it's,
We'll be talking about like something and like from the 1600s, and Fate will be like, yes, and actually, da 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 da. It's like, wow, you're the
no,
best.
it's an old kid song. It was in like TV shows and like all kinds of stuff.
Okay. Well, let me just tell you, I just looked it up. Two things. Number one, the plot is two children wake up in the middle of the night to find their father's missing, and all the windows and doors in their home have vanished. That's the synopsis. And the budget of this movie is $15,000.
I'm
Really?
sold. Like I'm so sold with all with all that information. I'm like, this is gonna be crazy. I'm so ready.
Jake is like, I am in my happy place right now.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh,
Well, this
yeah.
would be a good template for Jake to see what he can do with 15K. Because if they were able to do it, if they were able to do this for 15K, then imagine what Jake could do for 15K.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Dude. Your next project.
That's what I'm
Right.
talking about.
One thing I wanted to mention before we got back to Scream, though, real quick, and Jake just touched on it, is I want to talk about Sick. We got the trailer drop a couple days ago, and the announcement, it's coming out this Friday. They give us 1 week before the announcement. Friday the 13th, Kevin Williamson co-wrote the script and produced the movie with Blumhouse. I'm so excited, guys. And I know the basic plot, and that's all I want to know. But are you guys excited for a new Kevin Williamson slasher, potentially mystery type movie?
Yeah, the trailer looked good. The trailer looked sick.
It did look sick.
Ha.
Is this gonna be like a Cabin Fever?
Well,
Cabin
hey,
man.
I don't know, man.
You guys ever see
one
Cabin
can hope.
Fever?
I love Kevin.
The original, yeah.
I do too. Dude, did you ever see the remake that was an exact
man.
rip off word for word verbatim, but worse?
That's horrible stuff, man. Don't ever.
Eli Roth like signed off on that too. Like he was like, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it was literally the word for. They used the exact same script. They changed no words. They changed no scenes. It was a shot by shot, word for word remake.
Haven't we learned from Psycho?
Seriously, night.
Hollywood, do better.
Psycho 98, baby. Let's go.
Like if that's all it takes to make a movie, hey, I'm telling you. But have you guys seen any of like the Cabin Fever sequels?
Dude,
some of them are pretty good.
Okay, so I did a deep dive on Ty West. He directs the second one, and it is
the second one.
What?
Okay, in my opinion, Cabin Fever 2 is in the top 10 of the greatest, like, so bad it's good movies, like, ever made.
Really?
It's so dumb and it's so ridiculous, but it is so unbelievably funny. I highly recommend it.
It's fun. Dude, the hey, play it cool, man. Like, that guy is great. I love that guy. Hey, cool guy. Don't worry, you're gonna be a hero, man.
It's ridiculous. The opening scene is ridiculous. Like the school bus and all that. It's like, what the hell is going on? What is happening right now? I don't know,
it's
man.
Cabin Fever 2.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
I've never seen the third one though.
Yeah, they have a couple of them. Like that franchise and like Wrong Turn. I really like the sequels. Like those are like the two franchises that like the sequels are like B-rated, but they're actually like fun and enjoyable. Right, like what is it? What is it? Wrong. It was Wrong Turn. I think it's the third one. The third one is like really good. Where they're like in the Survivor. Like,
are you talking about like the Snowy one? Because the Snowy one is like my favorite movie in the whole franchise.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe is that part 3? Maybe. Yeah.
I think it's part 4. It's like a prequel, and they're like in the asylum, and it's like it's like snowy. It's a snowy setting. Man,
Wow.
I don't know. That one goes very hard. It's once again a dumb movie for sure, like without a doubt. But the kills are amazing. I think the best in the whole franchise. I don't know.
And that's
Really?
another. Yeah, Wrong Turn 4 is the snowy one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was good. But
Wow.
that's another franchise where they made a remake that was just not as good. I mean,
Oh, you
The-
don't
the
like
la-
I like
the
the
last
remake.
one? The last one you mean?
Yeah, the one that, what did it come out, 2016 or something? What did it come out? Oh,
That was a couple
no, it
years
came out
ago, I wanna
2012. It
say.
was more recent than that. Yeah, I wasn't
Hmm.
really big on the remake.
Hmm.
I wasn't.
Oh, there you go. All right.
But anyway,
Okay. All right. And Vale was saying that I have an interesting theory that Charlie may return in 6. If I'm not mistaken, he didn't come back one last scare in 4. And the cracked mask has a Scream 4 feel. It would be interesting to see him. Would it
he
though?
wasn't shot in the head either.
That's true. Well, what do you guys think? Would it be interesting to have Charlie come
I
back?
absolutely hope not.
I'd rather
Yeah,
have
me-
Jill.
Yeah, me too, man.
This is a hot take, but any other
Uh-oh.
killer, like anybody else besides
Yeah.
Charlie.
Look, man, let's just be real. Look, when we and all of us at one point or another have either talked about it or done video on it as far as ranking the killers. And I just want to know, and anyone in this live chat, anyone tell me who does not have Charlie as last? I just want to know. But I mean, hey,
Charlie's just he's not it.
Steven,
He just doesn't
laughing?
do any. He does nothing for me as a
He
character.
didn't do
I don't
anything for
know.
me either.
Yeah, so I literally just watched Scream 4 again like 2 nights
Okay.
ago because it's on Netflix, and
Mhm.
I still feel exactly the same. I'm like this. I'm like, but I did make a video about it, dude. They did do what we talked about. I mean, it was stabbed, so technically it didn't count. In the first fake out, they had 2 killers kill at the same time.
Yeah, but
Like,
it's stabbed.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
stabbed.
but,
Yeah.
I never because we've
You're
talked
right,
about seeing
but-
that. We've talked about seeing that on multiple occasions. I never connected the two. And then I was watching, I like put it on because, like I said, it was on Netflix. So I was like, oh, why not? Like, I'll watch it. I haven't seen it in a while. And like the very first scene is that. And I was like, oh, like the very first fake out is that. And I was like,
People
oh,
have made
like,
that point to me a few times, and I'm just
I've
like,
never
yeah, but I
seen
want to
it.
see that happen to like, I want to see like a character like we were just talking about like Mindy, for instance. Like personally, I really like Mindy. I know some people hate her for some reason. I love the character. Could you imagine if Mindy just barely gets away from Ghostface, or just a lovable character? Let's say it's Gail, let's say it's Sam, Tara, whatever. Someone you're really attached to, and it's like they just get away from Ghostface. They're running down an alley. The chase is still going. You're like, what's happening? Suddenly another Ghostface pops up and kills him. It would just be such a no, you know what I mean? Oh, I
Right.
thought they got away. Like that's what I want from the scene. I don't want it to just be 2 ghost faces.
Yeah.
I don't know if that
Yeah,
does that make sense? That's why I want it to happen, but I don't know.
Mhm.
But no, I mean,
I
that's,
agree.
I was just like, oh, they did that because that's what happens. Like the first girl gets stabbed, like they're on the phone, and she's like, you know, I'm not outside, I'm beside you, and then boom, the first girl gets killed. The other girl goes to run outside the front door, and boom, Ghostface comes and stabs her, and I was like, perfect.
Mhm.
I was like, they should do
It's
something
cool. I
Yeah.
don't dislike it. You know, it's a cool scene. I love it. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And Steven, you're saying you wanted to kind of go back in the direction of Scream. Anything in particular you wanted to?
Oh no, I was just going
Roger.
to talk about Sick. I just wanted to mention Sick. That was all.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I know.
that was it.
Oh,
Trailer
Plane.
looks
I'm
good.
excited about it.
I don't know how I feel about like Plane. I saw the trailer for it, and that movie looks like not very interesting.
What? Which one?
The movie Plane. I think it has like Gerard Butler. It's what
Oh,
the
I haven't
comments
seen the
said.
trailer
Oh,
for that.
Plane comes out this weekend. It doesn't look very, to me personally, it doesn't look very enticing. But hang on, let me. Yeah,
Plane with Gerard Butler. Huh. Okay.
Are they
yeah,
trapped
it's
on a
with
plane?
Gerard Butler.
I think so.
No, it's like here, I'll read you the plot. So pilot Brody Torrance saves passengers from a lightning strike by making a risky landing on a war-torn island, only to find the landing was just the beginning when dangerous rebels take most of the passengers hostage. The only person Torrance can count on for help is Lois Casper, an accused murderer who was being transported by the FBI.
He's also the friendly ghost.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well,
But so
yeah,
it's a Gerard Butler movie.
Yeah, I mean, I like Gerard Butler, so I'll probably
Me
watch it
too.
at some point. But
Yep,
I'll
I
probably
will
watch it
too.
at some point. But like Law Abiding Citizen is like one of my
Yes.
favorite movies ever. I love that movie. That movie is
Yes.
so good.
Man, you know, some of my favorite movies of his
Gamer.
were the Fallen movies, man. I
Yeah,
love those movies,
yeah.
man. He's just
Mhm.
badass.
Yeah.
Olympus has fallen, London has fallen, Angel has
Oh,
fallen.
okay. Yeah.
I love
I've
those
seen
movies,
those.
man.
Now you got me inspired to watch the Rocky movies again. By the way,
There you go, man.
I saw them on Netflix, and I'm like, oh, I gotta watch. I gotta go through those again.
Dude, when you do it, if you get a chance, just throw me a text. Just tell me how you feel. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
Because
like the sequels, I don't like. I remember Rocky and Rocky 3. Like those two, I in my head embedded. I don't remember 2 all that well, and I don't remember the like 4. There's 4 and 5, right? If I remember
yeah,
correctly.
well, there's 6 in total.
Oh, see, I haven't even seen 6 then. I don't even, no memory of that. Okay, well, I'm going to go through them and I'm going to shoot you a text then and be like,
Yeah,
oh, dude,
bro.
wow.
The
yeah.
one, which one is the one? They made one in like what 2011 or something like that. That one was pretty good. That one
It
was,
was, man. And
Yeah.
and
Oh, I
look,
don't
man,
think I've
I've been
seen
a
that.
fan of that franchise
I don't
since I
think
was
so
like
either.
5, okay?
Yeah.
And even when that one came out, which was the 6th one, it was kind of like, oh, okay, well, you know, can we keep going back to the, you know, to the shed, so to speak?
Yeah.
I kid you not, man. That's one of the best ones. And it was
Yeah,
just so
it is.
well
It
done.
really is.
Like if you need a pick me up in life, if you need some inspiration,
Yes.
you know,
Oh
and,
my
and,
God,
and,
yes.
and I'm talking about for me, you know, I mean, I know I can speak for my brother too. I remember when I showed Coriander,
It was 2006.
okay, 2006. Yep. I showed her the series and she kind of, you know, she knew, obviously everyone knows who Rocky was. Tears, smiles, joy, and inspiration is what she had watching all 6 of those movies.
Yeah.
So that's all I got to say, man.
Well,
Wow.
and the sixth one, that scene with his son, because his son's all grown up and stuff.
Yes.
That was
yes.
such a good scene, right?
Dude,
Like,
people
man,
don't give Sly enough credit.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
he
dude, yeah.
he is a very good actor, you know.
dude,
and
Sly's
that scene,
story is crazy. Like,
Right?
how he was like sleeping on a bench with his dog,
That's right.
and like and all that stuff, and then like some guy wanted to pick up his script, but he was like, "I'll
Yep.
only sell it to you if I can play the role and stuff." Like,
That's right.
the story is
Yep.
crazy.
He
Like,
I
wouldn't
think
do
that's
it.
why it hits so hard. You know, you like learning that and then watching
'Cause
the
it was
movie,
his
his
life.
performance translates to that, you know?
Yeah, because it was
Yeah.
his life. I mean,
Yep.
it was, you know, exaggerated into being like this hero, but like the fight,
Right.
like him, his struggles, all that stuff, like it
Yep.
was all him. So he was like, nobody can play this better than I can because it's about
That's
me.
right. Yeah. I mean, it's so parallel in a way to Rocky, you know, that underdog, because, you know, he was a struggling actor. He didn't have any money. No one believed in him. And he had one shot. The movie was like his one shot. Just like in the
Yeah.
movie, he got that shot, you know, against Apollo Creed. And it's just crazy, man. Don't get me going, because I could literally take over the stream with Rocky talk. So move us on, guys.
I
But
will
it's
say
good
one
stuff.
last thing. Night, I'm watching all of them. We're getting on a stream. We're talking about them. I don't care. I don't even
All
care,
right.
man. We're making it happen.
All right.
Whoever's page.
Yeah,
If one
right.
person's watching, that's all that matters. I don't even care.
Okay.
We're
All right.
talking Rocky at some point. But yes,
I love it.
moving into Scream though.
Yes.
Let's get back on topic. Sorry, I get all
Yeah.
excited.
And also, Diamond Rattler says, I want Charlie to come back. There we go. We got someone
All
who
right.
wants him back.
Some Charlie
All right.
lovers. I dig it.
Yeah. Yep. Jaden said Charlie isn't like Stu and Jill.
That
This
is,
is true.
that
It
is
is
true.
true.
Could you imagine the disappointment if, like, you know, people found out that, like, oh, somebody like a ghost face from the past is coming back, and then you just see all the factions of Jill and Stu. Everyone thinks it's Jill and Stu. You go to the movie and it's Charlie.
Charlie. Well, you know, I will say this though. If it were to happen, you know, they could really kind of lean into that in a way. And like if they wrote it really well and it was executed really, really well, then you know, there could be some coolness to it. But
Yeah,
if I had a
I'd rather have
choice,
Angelina, if they're gonna go that
Right.
route. Like, if you're not gonna bring
Right.
Stu and Jill back, go Angelina.
I just
Right.
think
Oh,
about
yeah.
how like there's all
Angelina,
these people who are saying like there's a lot of people saying like bring Stu back into this movie, and there's even some people who are saying like bring Jill back, she was awesome, and then for them to bring back Charlie, that's just such a
That's the
out of
ultimate
left
troll.
field, you know? That's so random. I don't know, man.
Ultimate
Me-
troll.
Hey,
me
he was in
myself in a
Scream.
movie.
Well,
I
he's in Scream
respect it
4,
though. I respect
That's-
if you love Charlie, all the respect to
Yeah.
you. Hell yeah.
Oh, of
Absolutely.
course. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Charlie
I
is my number one. All right.
Well,
Go ahead,
if they're
Steve.
willing to risk it all, subvert expectations, Bring Charlie back. That will shock everyone. I
You got me
guarantee
there.
will. It
Listen,
will.
you got me there, dude. That would be the biggest surprise ever. I would never expect that.
you. And what's his
It will.
motivation? To finish off Kirby.
Yeah.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
Oh
You
my
know.
god! No, it worked. Wait, it works. It works, and that
Yes.
actually kind of makes me mad. Oh my
Time to
god!
stab you with my macaque, Kirby.
That's right. I'm not gonna. You're not surviving this time, Kirby. I'm telling you, man.
Oh man!
Watch
Oh,
out.
man.
What's
All
up
right,
to Gory
confirmed.
BC?
Charlie's coming back. Sorry. Okay, I'll shut up. I'm sorry.
Oh, what
my
if Charlie
God.
came back and Kirby was his accomplice?
Oh my god.
Oh man,
Oh,
no,
okay, I
we're
don't
going
know
out
about
on
that.
a limb.
They
Yeah,
ended
now.
up hooking
that I
up
don't know, man.
afterwards and like have a relationship now. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
After
no.
he stabbed her,
Exactly.
right?
And to be
man.
fair, she didn't know he was the killer and left him out to die. So you know
Right.
they could be like, hey,
That's
you know,
true.
you left me to die. I returned the favor and stabbed you and left you to die. You know,
Oh
I
my
love you.
gosh.
You wanted me
Fate.
emotionally. I wanted you physically.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
so funny that Fate is fighting this right now, but he's also like so against Stu coming back. Like that. I'm sorry. That's just
I don't really
funny
want
to me.
any of this to
You
happen.
said it. You said it, not me.
Like, I don't really want any of this to happen. I don't want any characters to go back, but it would be hilarious. Tell me it wouldn't be hilarious. I'm not
It
gonna
would
lie,
be
I would
hilarious.
be happy. I probably would be happy if that happened, like if Charlie, because I would just be like, ha ha.
The credibility for radio silence would be done.
I don't
Man.
even know. Like
I'd
I would just
I'd
be.
be trolling the you know what out of everyone.
I'd be petrified almost. I'd be
I
like, I can't
know.
even believe this. What is
Oh,
happening?
Like what happened to my franchise?
I'd
What
be like,
happened?
That's it. I'm starting the Charlie train.
Oh
The
god.
Charlie
Oh,
Train?
Oh,
jeez.
no.
Oh no. Dude, you almost should do it just for some fun, man. Seriously, you almost
Oh.
should. Hot
Hashtag
take,
Charlie's
Charlie-
coming back.
Choo choo. Let's go.
Charlie was a better killer in 4 than Jill. Hot take.
You know,
That
okay,
is
you
a
know
hot
what?
take.
I don't really.
Screw,
Wow.
He needs a redemption arc. You know what? Just like how Andrew Garfield got in Spider-Man No Way Home, give Charlie his
Yes.
redemption arc in 6. Let him come back and like
Yeah.
just like be the best killer ever. You know what? I'm here for it.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Though. If he did come back and he was like amazing, like really good scenes and like some epic stuff, that would be cool. It really would.
Dude, yeah, I'll shut up. I'll shut up if he comes back and he's killer,
That's
man.
right.
Seriously, that would be awesome.
I'm not as big on Jill. And I've said this before, so this isn't a hot take by me, but I'm not as big on Jill as many others are. I mean, I thought she had a great. I mean, look, great acting, great performance, just some insane moments, some very memorable moments. But as like a ghost face, like I don't know, I wasn't really as sold on her. Wasn't as high on her. I thought it was a cool story. It was very convincing, like her being the final girl and then turn Ghostface. But I just, I don't like. I'm just not big on Scream 4. Period. To be honest,
Yeah.
and every time I watch it, I get reminded why I'm not. I'm just like, oh yeah, like Trevor.
He's like, oh yeah.
But yeah, like Trevor, I don't know. I never bought into any of the characters. Like I just felt like all the characters were like lackluster. Like Trevor, I was just like, from the moment I met him, I was like, all right, like he's annoying, but not in a good way. Like
Oh,
just
man.
kill this
Yeah,
guy.
but he's only in like 2 scenes, thankfully. He's
Yeah,
the
but
weak.
those scenes are
He's
very
the weakest.
memorable.
I mean,
That's also
yeah.
kind of the point, though.
Right.
Like that's my thing about Scream 4. I like how I interpret it is like this is the shitty remake of Scream that would have gotten made by somebody else if Wes Craven didn't do it, and like it's all a play on that. Like because like it's the idea that Jill is supposed to be Sidney Prescott, right?
Exactly.
So like.
Yeah.
In his like the crappiest version of a Scream remake ever, that someone would have just made Sidney the killer for shock value, and it's kind of a play on that. That's why Scream 4 is my favorite sequel.
I love it.
Like,
It's my favorite sequel
Yeah,
too.
I love it too, man. And that reveal, look, man, I'm just telling you, when that happened, it literally caught me. I was like, no,
Me
that
too,
was
buddy.
my instant reaction. I was like, no, not Jill. And then
Mhm.
to see how far she went, it was like, whoa, this is going to be memorable for me, anyways. Watching.
Me
it.
too.
So yeah,
No, I love the scene where she's like just mutilating herself. Like I was like, yeah, she's crazy.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, like I
It's
thought
exciting.
that was insane. Which I don't really understand. I don't really know why she had to do all that. Like she could have just had Charlie do her first because they had
But
it.
she
all
was
worked out.
crazy.
Yeah, I understand that, but like it would have been much simpler. She could have just had Charlie goes, "Hey, Charlie, you do me first."
I mean,
remember,
like-
he's like, "This isn't how we practice this, right?" And he like kills her. Like she could have easily just had him stab her in the shoulder, cut
She
her up.
also didn't have to kill people to become famous, though. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
Like
right.
she's
Right.
an inherently flawed character, and I don't know. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
But I
but
was just
I don't
like,
know.
man, I don't know. But anyway, to
Meanwhile-
transition for like a last little topic before we sign off is
Mm.
I've seen a lot of talk and a lot of speculation about Scream 6 kind of playing into conspiracies, and it does make a lot of sense. Like, what are your guys' thoughts on like the conspiracy route? Because it does. I mean, they kind of set that up in Scream 5, right? With the whole like is Stu alive conspiracy channel, and like they kind of playing into the whole like conspiracies that everyone has in Scream. Because that's also the big question, like what is going to be the commentary in this film, right? Because they did the requel route. Scream they've always like Scream 4 was the remake route. Scream 3, Scream 2, Scream 1, all of them all have like the point. So conspiracies of like, oh no, this person's alive, this person's dead, does make a lot of sense. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Knight, you want to start? We'll go in a circle.
Well, I think that. Do I think it could happen? I think it could. I think it'd be an interesting route to take. My whole mantra on 6 is that I want it to be like we just spent some time talking about Jill and the ending of 4. Why did it have to happen? Why'd she do this? That is what I want to have with 6, down the road is like, oh my God, why did they do this? And, in an interesting way, as far as like it's memorable, is that it's well executed and that it's good. I think it would be an interesting way for them to go. I really do. So anyways, that's me. What do you think, Jake?
Yeah. I definitely think there's going to be some conspiracy angle. I mean, we already kind of have proof of that at this point too, with that one poster, the wrongly accused musical. I don't know. I don't think it's going to go the way that a lot of people are theorizing right now. Like the big thing I'm hearing is like people are like, oh, it's going to be all about the Stu thing and all that. I don't think it's going to be all about that. I think it's going to be much more about the idea that maybe like Sam is getting blamed for the murders from the previous film, and some people still think that she is the killer. And I feel like that's going to tie into our killer's motive this time around. I got a whole theory video talking about it tomorrow, actually. So it's funny that you bring that up. It's on my brain too. I definitely think there's going to be a conspiracy theorist character or something relating to that. It's going to be part of it in some capacity, but I don't think it's going to overtake the entire film.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. I agree. I think it's going to be more of an undertone than it is outright major plot point. Yeah, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be present to some degree, and the wrongfully accused. We've heard the rumor. We don't know if it's true or not. It's just a rumor about Sam being, wrongfully accused or suspected of being the real killer of 5. We'll see if that turns out to be true. But if it is, then there's that element there. But I'm going back, and I'm kind of like sticking my feet in the ground or wherever. I'm blanking
Heels
out.
in the
Sorry.
dirt.
Thank you. I blanked. Yeah, heels in the dirt on the idea that wrongfully accused is referring to Gail's first book, which is the name of her first book. Before the Woodsboro murders, it was wrongfully accused to my Cotton Weary. And I really believe, and I just can't get away from that picture of Samara Weaving that came out with her wearing that Gail identical shade of green dress backstage, when it looked to be like, remember, backstage at a theater, had a black like a curtain was up and everything. I really believe, guys, that wrongfully accused musical is what it is. That's actually what it is. It's a musical production of Gail's first book, and that Samara will be playing the Gail character as an actor. And I think that she will have more than that in the movie. But like she will, like in other words, we won't just see her on stage and she dies. I think we'll know her character, but she's going to be an actor. And remember the audition that we saw from the character that originally was named Derek, who that was just a false name. Whenever he's actually posted his audition months ago, and that particular actor was an out of work actor who was looking for more parts. So I think there's a theme here with that play where some of these characters are actually performers either in college that are on the play or they're just actors. And I believe that whole wrongfully accused will come together as a meta thing, because not only is it Gail's book, but it's also relating to Sam as Jake mentioned. And if that's true, then I think you have this whole dual meaning undercurrent of the movie. Those are my thoughts. Yeah.
All right.
Interesting. So yeah,
Cool.
I personally I could see it playing a role to some degree. I mean, if I do agree with Jake, like if you just do the Stu conspiracy commentary, then like what's the point of doing it at all? Like right, like you have so many things that you could do like and tie it into. Obviously, I do imagine that that's going to be a play on it. Of like, oh, is Stu alive? Is he dead? No, like, what if, like, I could see, like, viewer Anon even said like there's a conversation about Stu at some point or whatever, and if that's true, I could see it something like Mindy saying like, oh well, maybe he survived, and kind of play like you have one counterpoint and the other counterpoint. You know what I mean? Where it's like one person believes like, no, maybe he did survive, and making all the arguments. You have like Kirby that's like, no, he's dead. Like, he's been dead, blah, blah, blah. Like, I think that could be a cool play. But also, yeah, like the whole, the information that came out about how, Woodsboro believes Sam was involved and stuff, getting tied into conspiracies. I think you could really play onto that. It would make sense you'd have a killer, which now, you kind of look at like, so which killer is talking about conspiracies? That's probably the one that's going to be the killer. Or which character is talking about conspiracies? That's probably the one that's going to be the killer. But yeah, I think there's a lot that they could play on with that. I just hope that if you're going to use that, use it right. Don't like, really like lean into it. Don't just focus on like just the Stu thing or, the G thing or whatever, like actually. And it would be cool if like they could use that to tie in and give us some like explanation, right? Like, many of us want like whether you believe in Stu or not, like being alive, like that could be a way to give us details on his confirmation. Jill, same thing. Like that could give like we didn't get any update on Jill in Scream 5, right? Not that I think she's alive or anything, but like the last we saw, the entire world believed she was a hero, right? And then all the reporters are like, "You're waiting outside to get our first exclusive interview with the soul survivor." Like what happened with the aftermath? Like who snitched? Who was like, nah, she crazy? Like like how did that play? Like you could have like easy just kind of dialogue where it was like, yeah, I mean, well, look at Jill. Like everyone thought Jill was the hero in the beginning, and turns out she was the villain, and we had to go through that whole mess. And blah blah blah. So I don't know. We'll see how they go about it. But
right, yeah, absolutely. And as we start to wind down here a little bit, just catching up with you guys in the chat, and let me also, we're gonna take a turn again here because Gory says, I really need to get around to watching the Rocky movies. Gory, yes, you do. Please, and more please. Like I haven't even talked about this on my channel, but we were planning to go through the franchise because Creed 3 is coming out, which is part of the franchise. And some of you guys are talking about it. Brandon was saying, am I a fan of the Creed series? I'm a fan of the Creed series as well, man. And the third movie's coming out. Michael B. Jordan is directing it. And yeah, man, we're going to be talking about that. So Gory, you need to catch up on the Rocky movies. Jake, you're watching them. We're going to like have a huge Rocky party. It's going to be cool. I'm serious.
Rocky 4, baby. That's all I got to say.
Oh my God.
All day long,
break
man.
You.
Yes.
Yes.
James Brown, come on, man.
Living in America. Good. Man, I remember as a little kid seeing that scene and just like, this is awesome.
Yeah, it is. I was like, man, I am proud to be. I was a kid when I watched it. I'm like, I am proud to be an American, man. Like that
right?
was like that just screamed USA, man. Like just the whole production was wonderful. I loved it.
Oh man, it's such a good franchise. It really is.
Yep.
All right. Well, as we start to wind down here, definitely for you guys, we're having a lot of Charlie comments. This is awesome, man. Like
Charlie.
Hashtag Charlie's coming back, baby. Get it started. Get it trending. Let's go.
Right.
Charlie love.
Fate will start the Charlie train. That's
oh gosh.
Oh my God. Lisa's in the chat. What's going on, Lisa? Good to see you. Carrie says one thing Fate and I have in common. We're not crazy about Scream 4. Okay.
Sad.
All right.
Sad.
Oh,
that's right.
That's too bad. That's too bad.
That is too
you got
bad.
good taste.
Lisa's saying I used to hate Scream 4. Now I like it better than 2. All right.
There you go. There you
There
go.
it is. All right. Loving it. All right, guys. Well, we're about to wind on down here. Jake, you're going to be on in a little bit, right?
Yep, 7 o'clock, going live, talking a little bit about Scream. So head on over there if you want
Right.
to keep the Scream 6 theories rolling.
Yeah, and
Nice.
keep the Charlie love flowing. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just playing. Jake's probably like, no, don't say that. I'm just
The whole stream's going to be about Charlie now. Let's go.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rory
All right.
McCall.
Bring
you know
him
what?
back.
I'm not even going to say that name. Rory. I'm just going to call him Rory. I'm not going to fall into that trap again.
What trap?
with a smile.
You want to say it so
waiting.
bad.
I was like, come on, man. I was like, just say it.
I can't. Oh, because, man, it's so nice.
Nothing like a good macaque. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Got macaque in my hand.
Oh,
Oh my
Rory.
God. Hey, look.
Poor Rory.
Macaque. Look, everyone in the chat's like macaque and Rory.
I know.
Macaque.
Everybody's doing it, and it's hilarious.
The look on Fate's face, he was like just waiting, it's like when Indiana Jones first gets inside with the idol, and he's just like salivating, waiting for it to happen. Oh my God, that was good. All right, guys.
Oh, and
Oh my
somebody
God.
came in real quick before we sign out. $2 super chat. Said Char Train.
Jar Jar Train.
There you
Char
go.
Train.
Yeah.
Char
Let me
Train.
get to it.
I thought
Oh
that said
my
Jar
God.
Jar at first, and I'm like, oh no.
Oh,
no.
no Jar Jar. Oh,
No,
gosh.
no Jar Jar, please.
Oh
Oh.
my God.
Although I wouldn't mind seeing Ghostface put an end to Jar Jar. That would be fun to watch.
Oh my God.
The next Scream movie is going to be a crossover. Ghostface is going to take off the mask, and it's just Jar Jar. Misa kill you.
Oh,
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Misa
No.
kill you.
Misa kill you.
George
good.
Lucas. Just
It's
George
actually it's your
Lucas.
favorite movie. Oh God.
Oh,
Thank you for the $2
God.
super chat, Antonio. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Oh my God. All right, guys, we're gonna head out of here. Go hang with Jake and the Charlie stream in a few minutes, and have some fun. We'll catch you guys later. The collective has spoken. Peace out, guys.
Bye, guys.
Later.